what you be doing? All right.
See at the top, recording.
We're recording. Okay.
We're here.
All right. Hey, everyone. It's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. Zoom.
Big Mike in his house.
His house. So I've decided to start doing the podcast this way sometimes because Micah and I were both available at the moment, but to pack up all my shit and drive over there, or for her to pack up her ass and drive over here, it was just so much work. So, let's do the podcast through Zoom sometimes, because I was just sitting here watching this little white girl fall in the woods. Girl, I was watching this scary movie. So it was like, ooh,
yeah,
podcast. So here we are. Micah Beth, how you been?
Great. Girl, I know why I still got this Looney Tunes sweater on, bitch. I'm hot.
You look comfortable.
I'm gonna go change my shirt. Girl, I'm hot. I'm sweating. Yes, I've been great. Homeschool. It's homeschool. I'm really driving home to this young lad the choices that he needs to make in his life at 9.
Right.
I swear,
someone has to do it.
If you start today, I promise your life could be so easy.
Be so much better, young man.
So much better. Your relationships would be so much better. Your friendships would be so much better. You gotta pick who you want to be today. Are you up for the challenge, my nigga? This is serious shit, okay? Because what you're displaying here is giving me irresponsible adult tease, and nobody's gonna go for that. Okay.
I don't like that.
I want you to be excellent. What are we gonna be? Do we want to be average or we want to be excellent? Excellent. Okay. Show me excellence, please. That's
it seems like that's the vibe of the last couple of weeks, because I had all this Mia type of little girl you want to be, so I had to give my kid that speech as well.
Man.
So I don't know why all these kids acting the fuck up.
It's because they ain't in school.
I don't know. Yeah,
they are freaking out. This is so different. They have this pent up energy. They sit on the computer. They eat their little snacks, lunch, computer, Wi-Fi. It's so much going on for their their active brains. It's just they're being too still for their age group, and it's not.
So they're just making poor decisions.
They are making poor decisions. They got too much time.
Well, all you can do is you can take a horse to the shit. You can't drink it. So I'm gonna make me a drink it though. That's mine. I gotta control you.
You take the horse to the shit. Not the literal shit, guys.
You take a horse to the water, you can't make him drink.
You can't make him drink.
The metaphor.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, I know you guys have been like, where the fuck they been? We've been out here. This is another reason why I decided to push the Zoom meeting as well, because we are together quite frequently, but we just do not have the time, and there's so much shit involved in doing the podcast the way I do it. I wouldn't say that's for everybody, but with my and my table and my blah blah blah. Some people just record right off their phone and be like, fuck it. And honestly, that is easier. But this is pretty simple. I'm about to see how simple it is. And for what I'm hearing, it's about to be real simple. It's going to get my file and my video, problem solved. So you guys may be getting podcasts like this more often than not these days. And if it makes my life easier, don't get a fucking complaint out of me. Not a one. Not a mm-mm. Not a one. What pushed me to even do this episode was what I called. Well, did I call you? I wrote Micah and said, you want to do a podcast. And then she called me and just started going off about this TV show she's watching. So this is what we're going to start the episode on. Please, go ahead.
Bullshit. Listen to me. I'm sick. I called Leah. Leah told me about the podcast. I was like, what time? I was like, fuck it, I ain't texting her. I'm gonna call her because I'm fired up. So I'm watching this show called Firefly Lane, and it's about best friends. And I saw the preview. I was like, oh, best friends. I like watching stuff with best friend stuff. I don't know. I'm a sucker for it. I love ladies growing old together, raising their kids together, and they come together for these beautiful group trips to fucking Napa Valley and shit. Like, I love that, right? But I am really starting to get disgusted with the narrative tired of the narrative that the best friends who have grown up together, at least met through high school and are 40, right? They're in their 50s, 60s, whatever, in their prime. There is some hidden bullshit going on in the relationship. Either one of them have slept with the boyfriend or the spouse. One secretly fucking hates her. One secretly is jealous. One is basically in the other one's shadow. It's just always something, and I'm just like, is this really life? Is this really like the underlining shit that is going on in all best friend relationships at some point in time? Like, what the F? And it's like, it be the ones that don't have nobody else. And I have to say this. They have no other friends, right? It's just been thick and thin, right? Just me and my amigo, me and her and I. And they have the worst underlining fucking issues. And one chooses not to speak up because she doesn't want to lose the other.
Right.
And one is totally oblivious of how fucked up of a person they are. You know? And so it's just, I'm just sick of it. So I had to call it. I was like, what the fuck is that about? Tell me, is this real life? Is this what it really is like? Because this is not the first show that this has happened. Almost every single thing I watch, white people, black people, Latin people, this movie, TV series, it doesn't matter. Across the board, they have this shit with best friends and with women.
So what I said was the simple fact that so many shows portray this in some type of way, that implies that it's a common enough issue. It happens more often than not. And we don't, Micah and I, we don't necessarily experience this in our friendship circle, but I mean, it's apparently a common enough thing because there are countless films about shit like this, and movies, TV shows, whatever. The one I thought about when you were telling me about it earlier was that the comedy, the one we were watching with the bald head guy.
Friends from college.
Friends from college, right? And they were having a long-standing affair,
20-year affair,
whilst being friends anyway. And I was just like, man, when I found out, I would have beat her ass because I'm never team beat up the girl, but bitch. We be together. I'm coming to you, telling you my problems. She helped her buy a bed for their new house.
Out of guilt.
Yeah.
Out of guilt.
It was just crazy. So I don't know. I mean, I think we brought up some examples we had. I had a situation kind of like that in high school. And so then it came back down to like insecurities and weird things that women apparently have, which I guess we got to be fair because that was one situation I can have. I don't have many other examples. And I don't know if they're just making women cattier than usual because women are catty. Women
don't know how to be
always friends. Do shit like this. You know, they fuck their best friend's husband. No, that's not always the case, but there's some truth in there somewhere for the simple fact that it happens. And in the scenario I had, it was, Micah reminded me of it, bitch, I forgot. But it was a girl that I was best friends with. And there was a guy that was her friend, and he was supposed to be helping me date his best friend. And then somehow it just fell into him liking me. So I was just like, I talk to him a lot. And that's what it is for me. If I talk on the phone with you a lot, you know, we probably together soon. So I was like, do you and him talk like that? Like, are you guys dating or whatever? She's like, girl, no, that's my homie. We've been friends for like a month now. That's my dog. You know, and it's nothing. And she's like, oh, I think he likes you. And I was like, yeah, he's been flirting with me a little bit. And I was like, you know, I kind of like him too. So then once it was established that he and I were dating, sis was like, I can't remember. There was something she was talking about literally
Trifling Tracy
sucking his dick with ice. And I was like, what? I wasn't even fucking. This guy ended up being my first too. That's what's so funny. This guy did end up being my first. I did not suck his dick with ice, but she was telling him something like wanting to suck his dick with ice, and when I finally read the message, because he let me read him, I was just like, what? Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is my best friend. Are you crazy? That girl had a whole bunch of shit wrong. She ended up coming to me apologizing like years later, like maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. She came and just apologized for how terrible a friend she was, and I was like, wow, I didn't need this, but thank you. Like I never expected that to happen, but we got to the whole the insecurities and like, and Micah, you brought up the high school, like girls in high school.
High school and middle school, I think is one of the worst times for a girl. And I say that is because, and then I ended up with saying maturity, right? So I think with time comes maturity. Hopefully comes maturity, because not everybody is maturing. But when you're from 11 to 18, you're battling all these things with yourself. Like you're coming of age, your body is changing, people around you are influencing you to do certain things. Like people are at different levels. People are exposed to different shit. So it's like you got insecurities, you got body shit going on, you got hormones raging, and then you got this hint of why not me, this jealousy thing that you have just in general. And I think jealousy is natural.
It's a natural reaction.
Jealousy is fucking natural. And everybody who feels like I've never been jealous, I want you to self-reflect and think of a time where you felt something towards someone that had something
that wasn't positive.
And you could not put your finger on why that's probably jealousy, sis. And that's okay. Everybody has a moment of that. But being 11 and jealous, 8th graders are the fucking worst. They're vindictive. We are the fucking worst. Like and it's funny because as a middle school teacher at the time, everybody was telling me middle school girls are the effing worst, bro.
Yeah.
They're the worst. They gang up on the weak one, on the pretty one, on the loose one. Like it's just always like, we gotta go for the jugular. We gotta like really like end her career today. Like she has to go down. So like dealing with all of that, you gotta go down. So dealing with all of that shit and trying to think about, okay, as 11-year-old, you're not trying to conceptualize and self-reflect, and you don't fuck that is. You're just like just raw feeling. I'm raw feeling jealous. I like that boy, but he likes her. But she's my friend, and I like her, but I want him to like me. So what can I do to fuck this shit up? What can I do to put the attention on me? Because that's what it really comes down to. And we don't govern ourselves when we're children. So we just do the most ruthless shit to each other. God damn. Like,
and feel bad about it, but not even notice. Because like there's a girl that we're cool with in general. Like if we see her, we say hi. And I remember she came trying out for S2S, and I was just like, not this one. And everyone was like, Leah, really? Oh my gosh, she's the nicest girl. That girl, she's younger than us. She made middle school a living hell for me because of Raymond. She used to try to fight me all the time. This nigga used to walk me to every class. Like, and I was, I used to get called the Oreo. You black on the outside, but you're white on the inside. Hair was relaxed to shit. And I came in there, I'm coming from, me and Michael, we had an extensive private school, charter school history. So when we were thrown into these very, very black demographic ass schools, and honestly, they are more ghetto than most. It's just like, it is a culture shock for the most part, because no one is taken aback by my grammar or my jargon or whatever.
Right.
White kids talk like that.
It's normal.
All these kids, my hair being straight, I fit right in with all the other white girls and whomever else, right? So there's probably like a couple black kids and a whole bunch of white people. And then I'm thrown into a whole bunch of black kids and a sprinkle of everybody else, a sprinkle. And this girl made my shit like literally so much, and for no other reason than she liked this guy. And he liked me, and he was the popular guy in middle school. And I knew I did come because I came in 7th grade. So they all knew him from elementary and 6th grade. Like that's the first part of middle school. And then I came in at 7th. So he started talking to me. We talked, and it was perfect. And we were fine. We lived in the same neighborhood, and we used to walk home every day. But that was my boyfriend, and it was so much shit all the time. So then by the time I get to high school and I'm kind of like in myself now, I am who I am, you know, and still not nearly as ruthless as I am now, which is why I feel so bad for younger me, but whatever. She came trying to be in this and she was like, hi. And I was like, in this group, you know, I'm the president, right? And that's a good lesson too about watch what who the fuck you cross, bitch.
Right.
You need them later. So I think we ended up letting her in there, but I was like, I mean, y'all can, everyone's agreeing that way. And she honestly had become a much nicer girl because even now when I see her, I keep thinking that she was her, but she was a ratchet little mess. And that was middle school. And yes, them bitches are mean. They are some mean little ass girls. And that's why I had my little sister in middle school because she was going to the same middle school I used to go to. And it's like, look, they try you stand up for yourself is the best thing you can do because they're just gonna keep fucking with you. So
disgusting.
Unfuck with a bull. But okay, so then what I was saying too before we got on there was, or before we got on here, was that you know, I think when it's a girl, middle school, high school that gets boys all the time, you know, the pretty girl, popular girl that gets boys all the time, when she does that type of conniving shit, I don't have as much I can't try to come up with as many excuses for that because you're used to this type of stuff. So I think in that case, it's coming from a nasty place because it's not like you're not used to getting attention from boys. You get it all the time. And so you're just an asshole at this point. It's one thing when you're the girl. That's what I was talking about. Like I would never sit here and be like, oh, I'll never get my boobs done, never get my ass done. That's easy for you to say. I got ass and titties, right? So for me to sit here and down somebody else who may want to do it, it's like you really in certain cases really don't know how the fuck it would feel if you were in those shoes.
Right.
Well, I don't know what it's like to not have that. So in those cases, when it's a girl who has never gotten attention and there just so happens to be her best friend, high school, middle school, or adulthood, since we talk about, and it just so happens to be him that's giving attention as a child, middle school, high school, I can understand slightly more why they're drawn to it. That's just where they start learning their character. And even then, that's when you start developing character. So if you choose, I'm not going to do this because this is Micah's boyfriend, even though he's the captain of the basketball team or whatever, I'm not going to do what you tell your best friend. And that's how you slowly become the adult that you're going to become. When you're a full-blown adult doing this, it doesn't fucking matter. You're who you are. Character is solidified at that point. And so if you out here doing that, you just are fucked up.
You just flaw. It's
fuck. You're a flaw as fuck. And they just exist everywhere. They ain't really much around that. When it comes to adulthood, and then it's like, and seeing the scenarios play out, everyone's just like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. And they're crying. And it's just like, you've been fucking this woman's husband
for 20 years.
And you sit in her face. She comes to you crying about what he is or is not doing. There can easily be a situation where he and I aren't even getting along right now. And he just has to go on this trip this weekend. Then she going on a trip with you. Y'all going to fucking Wisconsin so you can hold hands to pretend like y'all a couple. And this bitch is in your face as your best friend crying. And you feel nothing. You feel no damn person, no karma, nothing pops up. And that's a different level of selfishness. And I know somebody who's married, her husband cheated on her all the time. She was constantly beating bitches up for him over and over again. And then she said she had a moment. She told me this years ago. She was like, she had a phase where when she broke up with him at one point, she was talking to somebody who was either married or had a girlfriend. And she was just like, I didn't even give a fuck. She was like, I was just so over it. Like it happened to her so much. She didn't even care. And she was like, yeah, I was fucking him. We was chilling. I didn't really want much else from it. But it was almost, it's like, that to me was a good example of hurt people. Exactly what it is that you hate so much. You're now inflicting this on another woman. So it's like, you know, shame. But it's just like, sis was like, bro, like I was just so.
She didn't care.
She was like, I was just so dumb. I didn't give a fuck.
Went shot to shit. When you start devaluing yourself, then you put yourself in situations where you're not valued. Right. So that makes sense to me. You've been taking the back burner to all these other hoes. Why not be the back burner to this nigga and this girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But back to, you know, the girls getting all the attention. I always find that the ones that get so much attention and that are conniving or whatever the case is, they've been mistreated by either parent or molested or whatever. I go there because in most movies,
the little pretty one,
all that, the pretty ones, everyone thinks the pretty ones has it easy. Everyone thinks the one who is pretending to be a bad bitch is actually a bad bitch, and she's fucking not. She is a child inside that is crying for fucking help, but she don't want pity from nobody because she already get enough of that shit. Fucking daddy's a drunk. Her mom don't give a fuck. She gets molested, or they're never home. They don't pay her attention, or they just give her money. And it's so many different scenarios that people want attention from particular parents, from particular people. So it don't even matter how many niggas is lined up. It don't even matter how many girls want to be her friend. It's just like, you know what? This is the only place where I have power. This is the only place where I have control. Fuck it. Yeah. Fine. You'll be my friend and you'll be my nigga. Everybody will hate me and I won't give a fuck, but y'all still want to be me. Because it's this persona and you still want to be me. And I'm fucking miserable and nobody knows it. How about that? Yeah. So it's like, little do you know about those people, those be the worst people.
They be the worst ones.
They be the worst people. And so it's like everybody is so jealous of something they have no idea about. Like relationship goals. Stop fucking saying that. Like, you can say, I love the way this couple compliments each other. I love the way Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade seem like they have a good time. Yeah. Don't say relationship goals. Like, don't go so far. I don't know these fucking people. We don't know.
I think we've seen enough relationship goal relationships prove to not that. So many of them, you know, we'll see. We can say Gabby and Dwayne, yes, they're doing really good, but they had a small phase. And Gabby apparently definitely was fucking on this man while he was married to his ex-wife. So Gabby was on some, I'm gonna steal this nigga, and stole him, and now they look very happy.
Can't steal no nigga.
That could have been the side baby that he had, because he got a whole other jit somewhere else. Situations like Lala Anthony. Lala looks great. Beautiful girl, had a great time. Apparently she had a nigga too. And when this nigga was a better nigga came along, so she went on about her business. But he got a little daughter that he apparently don't ever fucking see, because he also out here being trifling. Everyone, the couple, the YouTube couple that they just found him feeling on somebody's ass.
Dara and
them. They give off all the goals in the world. He out here grabbing on some other bitch ass.
And she never said anything about that. I was waiting on the YouTube video for her to come out and say it was a prank. So are they broken up?
No.
Does anybody know about Kennedy era?
I saw a picture of them like 2 months ago. They fine.
2 months ago.
This happened like 3 months ago. They've seen a picture since. They've been fine. They're okay. So she didn't leave her man, and all these relationship goals and all this that you're striving to be, I don't think that's a good thing. I understand wanting to do certain things that they do, but y'all gotta stop believing that shit be great. Because I mean, in all actuality, if your relationship is shot to shit, the goal isn't to show everybody it's shot to shit. The goal is to there's so many people plotting on your downfall. Okay, so the goal isn't to let everyone know that you hate everything. The goal is to pretend like, how much quiet you want me to be, sis? I'm on a podcast. Okay. Jesus Christ, she gotta move out.
I'm dead.
Okay, well, the other thing I brought up too was the TV show. This show called just about the hurt people, and how these traumas kind of travel into adult life, and then here you are being a fucked up human. If you guys, I think it's on Hulu or it's on Netflix. It's called A Teacher or The Teacher, and it's basically about a woman who's probably like 28, 32, between them ages, and she ends up having like an affair. She's married, and she ends up having an affair with one of her students. And so the boy is 18, so he's legal, but it's still very frowned upon. You're in a position of authority, and you're out here fucking this kid. So she did go to jail too. She got locked up for a while. So she was fucking this kid. And so she seemed like she was really in love with him and everything was fine, just until it came out. You know what I mean? And then when it came out, she got in trouble. One of her coworkers told on her because she told her coworker casually, like, it's little Johnny, or whatever the fuck his name was. And she was like, are you serious? Yeah. What? He's 18. And the girl told on her the next fucking day. That black lady was not having that. And she went to jail. But then the twist of it was that as an adult, he was just so messed up. He was just so messed up. And that's something that isn't talked about much too. We're like, yeah, I mean, what boy in high school is going to be
predator
that in hurt because he's fucking his teacher? And she did look very good. She was like young. She looked great. But it was just like that instilled so many weird coping mechanisms for him as an adult. He doesn't know how to have a regular relationship when he ended up running into her years later, like 10 years later. And she's married with 2 kids and she done got past all her bullshit. He's still walking around looking very off and can't sustain a relationship with anybody. And I was like, you've ruined him. You've ruined this little man.
Yeah.
As an adult, you couldn't make a better decision. So there's that. And then that was the point of it in the story. She went off right before she went to prison. She went off on her dad. Her dad was an alcoholic and he was abusive. He didn't sexually abuse her, but he was just abusive. So it's trauma either way. And she went off on him and she was like, I used to hide from you. I used to have to hide from you. I used to stay outside. We used to try to hurt and be asleep before you got home. Like all these things because you made our life a living hell. And then she's like, and this is why I became a teacher, to help kids. And now look what I've done. I fucked this little boy up.
Right.
I'm throwing this pussy on him. And now he don't know what to do. And she's absolutely correct. And then that just shows a cycle. And the thing is, this actually happens more times than not. There's one woman that, well, one story I remember hearing years ago, she ended up getting pregnant by her student.
Yeah.
Kept the baby.
Got pregnant, dead. I'm dead. This is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's fucking sick. That's what it is.
So, I mean, yeah, to take it all back to the thing though, I think it's, if that is something that's happening in relationships with anybody you guys know, or just a relationship with you, I guess that's all you can really control. Just really ask yourself, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why is your relationship like that? If you feel like there's a constant competition or something like that between you and your friend, like you can feel it. You can feel it. You know, like if you ask yourself, what the fuck is this that we're doing? What are we doing here in this friendship? Because that's odd. Why is everything with you a competition? Or why do I not feel like you're ever happy for me when it comes to something? Or why do you feel like a weird sense of jealousy? Ask yourself these questions if that's happening. And some people thrive off this, but then you need to also ask yourself, why do you like conflict like this? Or I don't like them type of problems. As confrontational as I am, I don't like that. I don't need to feel like the bitches around me aren't happy for me or whatever the fuck. It's like,
yeah, but I definitely feel like in the show and then all the ones that I've watched, people have a hard time being honest with each other because they're afraid to lose a relationship. Me and Erica had a thing in 8th grade, 9th grade, where something was happening. I was doing something to her and she didn't want to tell me because I was her only friend at the time. And so because of that, that trickled on to high school relationships. And then it's like, if I've known you the longest, why can't you open your mouth? Mind you, I'm an open book. If I don't like something that you fucking did, I'm gonna tell you. That's just kind of how I've always been ever since 8th grade. Like since I've had friends, I've told people how they've made me feel. So I am like shocked as fuck that you can't do the same thing. But then at the same time, you can't hold people to the same standard that you hold yourself because they're not you. You are.
That's a hard lesson to learn, but yes.
Your character, your personality, the way you were raised, how your parents talk to you, all that shit has a role to play with who you become. If that's the case, all right, cool. Well, all right, you get a pass, but you go through life trying to hold on to this relationship because you're scared to lose it, but you're not being real. What if this is not your friend? What if this is somebody you don't need to be fucking close with? And that is, I guess, is a harsh reality. But if you can't tell me the truth, I don't want you to be my friend. If you have to tiptoe around telling me certain shit, don't be my friend. You know what I'm saying? And like for this girl, yes, she's meek. Yes, she's passive. Yes, she's, mild-mannered and she's a good girl. And she is. And it's almost sickening to see people run over people like that because you're a fucking bully at this point. This person is literally the nicest person you've ever fucking met naturally. Like they're not even trying to put on and you just run clean over them because you can. You're a fucking bully. But her best friend does shit to her all the time. Small shit. Every time she likes a guy, they showed a flashback of the same situation happening when it was in high school, happening when they was in their fucking 40s. Same situation. I like this guy. I told you I like this guy. I step away for a second. You are grinding on this guy that I just told you I liked. And I've been
So
talking
fucked
about this
up,
nigga
bro.
for a week.
I would have fought her. I would have fought.
That's out of at 40, we would have fought on the dance floor.
It's like, why the fuck are you like this? Because it's like now it clicks. Like, you've been doing this shit.
And you know what? She did not address it. And I don't know. I'm on episode 3. I don't know if she's ever going to address it. It appears that the fast life best friend dies. That's what it appears. She dies 2 years after some shit. But she was suicidal. She's not suicidal, but you just saw her spiraling. I was like, she's gonna kill herself. But anyway, sorry, that's messed up. I hope she doesn't. I hope it ends differently. Get the car or whatever. But definitely, she did not call her friend on that shit. Now, it's difficult to call your friend on their character. Like, all right, I'm gonna have to pull sis to the side and tell her about herself. Yeah. That's different. But if you're harming me, if you're hurting me, if you're making me feel crazy, that should be an easier conversation because it's about me, not so much you.
Yeah, right? I can't even function. You out here making shit complicated for me, and I'm gonna save your feel for what?
Yeah, it's like and it's like it could be very subtle. I know some older women in movies do this all the time. Wow. And then the other one is like, what? And she's just like, wow. You just can't seem to not care for anybody else but yourself. It'd be the smoothest shit. Just couldn't wait to say it. And then
it just makes sense. What the
fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's just like, you've been doing this shit to me since high school. I literally saw you do the same thing you did to me 20 years ago. Did it ever dawn on you that how I would feel? Like, they always end up doing that shit very calmly at 40 though. But it shouldn't take you 20 years to call your friend out. Bitch, you know that was flawed. You know I like that nigga. I would have said that. What are you doing? That's flawed.
That's their dynamic, though. Their dynamic is one's a pushover and one's an asshole. So that's how they've been able to stay friends that long. And like you said, because they're scared to lose each other, no one's real with each other. So there's just this weird whatever. And to me, I guess, with me holding myself accountable for being as honest as I can and being the realest bitch I know and blah, all this shit, you can't really feel that way if you got a situation like that around you. And you know how my shit's set up. You're gonna see it. I posted, my face is gonna say it long before my mouth does, and long before it's really only about 2 minutes, if even that. I cannot do it because it's just like you're gonna feel uncomfortable, and I feel like fine, maybe you and I are just a little too in touch with our feelings, but I'd much rather be like this and have genuine bitches around me than be in these very uncomfortable situations that make me feel like I want to fight this bitch, or I gotta talk to about what Bree did to me, or I want to go tell Bree what Erica said, because I can't just confront them myself. What the fuck are we hanging out for? Why are we
doing? So that's what we want to ask y'all. Friends, fucking best friends, forever friends, whatever the fuck friends. I just honestly feel like, what's the point of being somebody's friend if you cannot be yourself? That's one. What's the point of being somebody's friend if you can't tell them how they make you feel? You don't have to always be telling a bitch about themselves. You don't have to do that. You don't have to read a bitch all the time, because sometimes it's not about that. It's about how they make you feel.
Yeah.
And what they do, right? So it's going to come back to addressing their shit eventually. But initially, it's about how they make you feel.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't tell a bitch how they make you feel, what is the fucking point? To go out and have a good time and take really cute pictures and have a bitch to go to the movies with? What the fuck is that?
Well, I mean, because people have that. And if that's the case, then that's an associate, not a best friend or whatever. And then whatever, because we have that. We got friends that
but it's not the same, because I'm not lying to people.
They aren't lying either. They're just not saying that. It's one thing to make up something or withholding information. That ain't necessarily a lie. That's just not voicing your opinion. So that's just you not addressing it, avoiding it, like Manny was doing with Mia. Avoidance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that turns into. But that's a good question. It's like, it depends on really people, for the question we're asking you guys. It's essentially just about the caliber of life you're trying to live. Life is entirely too short to be surrounded by a whole bunch of uncertainty and a whole bunch of weirdness. I don't know why the fuck you want to do that. And my grandma, I think everyone's grandma said this, but you need all type of friends. That's, a metaphor that's been passed down from generation to generation. You do, but I don't need them types. So just figure out what it is they bring to your life. If there's that weirdness there, I don't fucking get it.
I don't get it, y'all. And it took me going to college to actually voice my opinion about a lot of shit. And I feel like moving away, meeting new people.
Not bad at all.
This whole idea of like we're friends the first day I meet you. College is a fucking trip. Well, when you go away to school, it's a trip because everybody's just
fucking. It's kind of like trauma, and trauma brings you together. Not trauma, but you're thrown into a new environment.
Yeah, it's like bushy-tailed and wide-eyed, and oh my god, you're 18 too. We can't go to the club too.
You like water? Oh my god, I love water.
What? You don't have any friends either? What? Like, it's just like all these things that make you just get so close to a bitch so fast. You just really start to pay better attention to the people that you want around you because now it's a choice. I didn't grow up with you.
Right.
This is a choice for me. So
would you say you're still friends with most of your friends from college?
I'm friends with mostly all of my friends from college.
I would say all of them. All of them, yeah.
Yeah. One time or another, there has been a split and a drift. And there have been honest conversations that have been had because of said split drift. But because I am the person that I am, and they meant what they meant to me then, because I chose them at that point in time, it's like, okay, I can hear you out. I can see where we can go with this. And no, it's not going to be the same, but it's still a relationship that is worth having. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just don't let it win. Stop fucking lying to each other. Stop being so conniving. Like, I get it. Like,
and I would finish it off by saying, and let's, ladies, let us stop perpetuating this stereotype that we're or we're just so emotional, or we're always fucking somebody's whatever, or you only want him. Like, I've never felt that way. I definitely had it happen to me where I dated a nigga that nobody wanted. And the moment I start fucking with him, he seems more appealing. So I understand the allure, but you got to kind of ask yourself that too. Like, I've seen some people that look a little better just now that I see them in a different light. And anything, if you like that, that honestly says more about how you feel about the woman he's dating than even him. Okay, if you want to jump on a nigga because you see Micah on it, then that means you just think Micah is the epitome of.
You want to smash me?
Yes, and you need to check again what type of weird obsession you got with that bitch. Because I was just saying this to Brie today. I was just like, I don't know how bitches like fix their mouth to say this is the topic we're about to go on now. Chloe about to talk about Chloe Bailey. So I don't know how women fix their mouth to sit there and just like spew out these crazy, like, oh, she ain't even all that, or Shani look like whatever it is, like how they don't say that and instantly feel hater. How you don't feel that? I would never in my life do some shit like that about a bitch. For what? Especially not somebody that you can honestly say looks good. So with the Chloe, if you guys have this, Chloe is from Chloe and Haley, and they're the two sisters that sing like angels from heaven. They sound ridiculously good. They harmonize so perfect together.
That was like 10.
Yeah, right. And they play everything. They write their songs. They make their beats.
Beyonce's proteges.
Yes, Beyonce's little boos. So they're also on Grownish. Yes. And Chloe's the older sister. She just recently got her own Instagram page. So on her Instagram page, she's sis did the busted challenge and fucked it up. Okay, like she looks phenomenal. She did a fantastic job. And then since then, she's just been, getting into her in her vibe. So she came out with a video the other day. I sent it to Micah. I think like 18 people have sent it to Micah because it said like my circle at her Archie Point class, right? And she started crying. So Brie asked me that. She was like, what was she crying about? Because people were snapping on her for whatever. And I was like, no, the crying was mostly her just admitting that she's been insecure for a very long time. She thought she was fat. She hated her stretch marks. She didn't like her cellulite on her ass and all this stuff. And so she was like, she's just really feeling comfortable within herself. And that's what brought her to tears. And my thing to Brie is I can resonate with this because I feel like I've been getting more comfortable with myself. And I know how crazy it sounds because if I'm thinking about it like that with Chloe, then I'm sure people think about it like that with me or with you. They wouldn't expect Micah to be insecure about anything. Micah exudes confidence and boy, she looks great. She dances so well. Like what the fuck would she have to be insecure about? But she has them too. Same thing for me, right? So I was like, I feel that way. And I feel like, with people coming at her in that way, so Bree was like, she hasn't seen anybody say anything crazy, and I was like,
They didn't. They were praising her.
A lot of people were giving her praise, but it was a whole bunch of, and I've only seen women, a whole bunch of grumpy bitches just going on about how, like, I guess just on her showing her ass or she doing too much or blah blah blah. And I was like, she's not doing any more than half the bitches on Instagram. Like, are you
majority of the bitches on Instagram? What the fuck?
What are you talking about? So where I said she shouldn't have addressed them at all, because the whole point of her talking about her insecurities and how she felt, that would have answered any questions that she had. So I said, where I think she fucked up was, and one of them, she was like, when I did the sage, I was just doing the sage in my room because I staged my room. And so she was like, I didn't think anyone was going to be looking at my ass or anything like that. And I said, okay, Chloe, now you're trying it. Because she is trying it. She had on underwear. She had on her drawers. And it wasn't like she was just standing there staging it. She's bent in the camera. She's winking. She's smiling. You are exuding comfortable. I'm sexy and I know it. So I wouldn't have done it. Instead of saying, I didn't know anyone was going to look at my ass, you knew your ass. You turned around 60 times and showed them your ass.
And that's okay.
This is an example of her getting comfortable with her whatever. And you should just get comfortable in it, because that's where people are going to call you out and say, okay, so you trying to tell me you had no fucking idea that's going to look at your ass and you had on drawers?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like,
you thirst trapping.
You're thirst trapping. And I said, that's fine. And I said, all she had to do was, there was no need to address it because you don't own anybody's shit. And so I went on to the example with Brie. I was like, I post pictures. You can see my ass. You can see my titties. Like this, I post pictures that show my figure. And I do like the attention for the most part that I get from it. There's nothing wrong with that. And I was going on about you while I was driving. It was like, this is essentially what Micah tries to promote when she does her sensuality classes. When she first started to do them, Micah was nervous about this and that, damn, is it going to be too sexy or is it going to be too risky or whatever? And she has found a way to find a space to help promote women to feel sexy. It's always so frowned upon that we show this or we show that, or things like masturbation. It just seems like such an unladylike thing to do. You shouldn't play with your, it's my pussy. And if I want to play with it, that's my business. Okay, I can do that. So I was like, this is why things like Micah's class are such a plus, because it helps women feel comfortable and find their sexiness. There's honestly nothing better than a woman that is confident about what it is she exudes. You get what I'm saying? So I said, well, Chloe, she shouldn't have addressed that part, because you were thirst trapping or doing whatever you did, but there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why I said she should have just stuck with that. But I said, otherwise, this was crying because she always felt insecure. And all this is doing now is showing her you have nothing to be insecure about. You're probably going to always feel it, but you lit. Like, you lit AF. Like, so just kind of bask in that. And let that shit, do whatever the fuck you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And my thing is, if you're going to own it, this is one girl, Terry always puts in our chat,
the one that be dancing?
She's like, he puts a lot of girls in our chat.
Well, I'm about to say,
she's like, I don't know if she's black and white or she's light skinned, but she's like, hi, I'm Brittany and I'm fucking horny all the time. Like I don't remember her. She owns what she does. She was like, yeah, my fucking legs up. You see that? That's why my legs up. Like, she owns what she's doing. So she's constantly thirst trapped these niggas. She turns around and she has like this quote at the bottom. And the quote always is like inspirational. And then at the end it says, yeah, but look at my ass. Like, cause that's what she's doing it for. And so her whole page is to promote thirst traps and to promote show your body and show them titties. And if you got your body done, girl, pull your panties down or whatever the fuck. So she's really going for it. And my thing is, if you're turning around in the picture, you want people to see your ass. Duh. The fuck? Like, what is the automatic instant thing? The fuck are you doing? Show me how long your hair is? Bitch, no, you're not. And it's okay. If you showing that ass, you showing that ass. If you're bent over and your cleavage is out, hey, you're showing them titties and you showing us how they sitting up in this dress, honey. Because when my period titties come out, I be like, the fuck? I am very proud of this.
Who titties, mine?
And they fucking explode monthly for 7 days, and I am fucking here for it. So if you're doing whatever you're doing, when you start making excuses, you don't feel good doing what you're doing.
That's exactly what I fucking said.
If you literally have to like address people in your comments.
There's nothing.
Lizzo, you really ain't as confident as you say you are.
That's a fact, because I brought up the judging thing that I said. I was like, this is why I get so annoyed with the judging thing. The only reason why you feel judged in a scenario is if a part of you feels
away.
Too. Right. Something you feel, something with you feels a way about it.
Right.
Like when I post pictures, and it's like I post pictures and you can see my nipple rings, or you can see my ass a little bit extra in this picture. That's why I posted this picture. My ass is sitting in this picture.
Yeah.
That's why it's there. I feel like I'm with you. It's like if you're doing it, then just stand on it, and you don't owe anybody any explanation. So I think what she may be struggling with is like trying to keep that wholesome persona that she's always had while still being sexy in it. But it's like, I'm not saying you can't do both.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let this.
You gotta just be what you are. You can be an easy hybrid of both. You know what I'm saying? You are a sexy ass bitch that ain't out here fucking everybody. That's your little wholesome part. And here's your sexy part, if that's what you want to do. But it's like going in there saying, you know, I am Christian. The Christian's gonna tear her ass up, I'm sure. Saying that I've gotten so much closer to God and I'm a Christian, I'm this and that. Christians don't do stuff like that. They're not supposed to. Christians are supposed to dress like saints and wear loose, long sleeve stuff. And this is what they're not supposed to be in their underwear saging. So it's like, I feel like in trying to do that, I wish you would have just stopped at talking about how.
But that's a 22-year-old trying to please everybody.
Exactly.
Right? So if we're growing in this industry, and they always have a hard time growing in the industry because everybody sees them as that little girl.
All them Disney kids and
so
shit.
They always have this rebellious ass stage where they just want to pop out and be sexy as fuck. Because guess what? They start to grow up as women. They start to develop. They start to fill out. And they're like, damn, first of all, eating this well for this long has done my body good.
Because she's a vegetarian. Her sister eat like nothing. So
that's what I'm saying. So all of this training, all of this money that we spend on trainers and nutritionists and whatever, it pays the fuck off. Because guess what? The longevity of what you look like matters in this industry.
That's what.
And so now that you're here, you like, damn, okay, sis. Okay, you look bad as fuck today. Like, oh, I'm finna show this shit. But it's a difficult thing when you have to grow up in front of people. And everybody's trying to hold you to this standard of being this child who has to stay in this position. Everybody has a difficulty with that. I think the men in Willie's family have a difficulty letting their fucking little cousins and little sisters go and grow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. I am not 12 anymore. I'm a 30-year-old woman and I'm going to date. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to smash who I want to smash because I'm a grown-ass woman. So you have this dynamic of people trying to keep you in their own little comfort zone because it makes them feel comfortable that they have control over whatever you're doing, or that you're not growing up too fast, or you're not having sex yet, or because of themselves. People selfish as fuck. They don't want Chloe to grow up because now this nigga feeling nasty because he used to watch her when she was younger. And now all of a sudden she's a fucking woman. Nigga, she's over age. You can lust now. You feel me? But me and Terry was talking about that. He was just like, damn, I'm gonna have to unfollow such and such because shit, like she is a cute blah, blah, blah. I was like, I gotta unfollow her. She's 17. I have to unfollow her. She's starting to grow into a woman, but she's a child.
Tits and such.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's a dynamic of making other people feel comfortable. Stay where you at. Don't be multidimensional. Please just stay the wholesome girl we thought you were. Do not grow into something else because then now I have to control myself. And I don't want to do that with you, Chloe.
And good point with the guys. And my little tongue lashing here is about to be for the women. The women that are sitting there going off. And I was talking to Bree today. I was like, aside from, really religious women, maybe that just feel like it's so distasteful that she's doing that because that's their reasoning behind it. It's the Lord and Jesus, Savior Christ, him. Other than, I feel like any woman that sits there and looks at this girl and honestly just has something negative to say, you hate it. And I'm sorry, you got to just, you're a hater.
You sad. You was sad.
You hating like shit. The girl looks very good. As a 31-year-old, we can wholeheartedly say we think Chloe looks fucking fantastic. This is another thing too that we're not even giving as much acknowledgement to. This is a girl that's been eating fucking vegetables and soy and shit since I don't even know when they became vegetarian. But I don't think they just decided to become it. Maybe their parents are, or maybe they're not, but they just decided to become vegetarian. And the two of them are they take such good care of themselves. She looks so good. So instead of sitting here and encouraging this self-positive ass young lady who has her own fucking body, everybody talks shit about these bitches that got their body done, and then you got a bitch that didn't get her body done, and it's still a fucking problem. You hoes are
You're miserable.
haters. You're miserable bitches. She looks fantastic. Anybody look at Chloe, anyone that looks at Chloe, and because one of the things Terry sent in the group chat, somebody was like, you bitches are really clowns out here for going in on Chloe Bailey like that. And then oh, it's y'all want some clown shit. So then somebody retweeted and said, so calling a spade is some clown shit. And it's like, but what's a spade? What is it? Like, she thirst trapping, so what, bitch? Who doesn't? Right? Who and my thing is, even if you don't, there's a plethora of other bitches you could pick. Then
so what? And why
do you care?
Do you feel like why do you feel the need to speak on it?
Who made you the thirst trap police? Like, what the fuck is you doing?
The entitlement that people feel the need
weirdos
to tell me what they think, to tell us what they think about what the fuck people do or what I do. Who the fuck died and said, okay, I W the person that gives your opinions when nobody fucking asks? So what? If you felt that strongly about it, bitch, you took time to type all that shit under a post that just completely just disgusted you. It moved you. How dare she? But you took the time out of your fucking day to express that to a bitch you don't know, to express that to a bitch that didn't ask
for your opinion, didn't ask
what the hell, like,
it was okay. And that's where I go back to, like, how do you guys feel comfortable as fully secure?
No. You can't say that. You can't say secure. You can't say secure.
No, they're secure, right? They're happy. Fully secure, happy women. How do you sit there and verbalize shit like that out your mouth and not hear the hate coming out your mouth? Like, because the first thing you should ask yourself is, why do I even give a fuck about this? Right before you hit send, what do you look like sitting there going in about how somebody look on this shit? And then the other thing about that too, I was saying to Brie, I was like, they can only do shit like this with people who give a fuck. There's so many people who don't. I don't give a fuck. A bitch ain't gonna come on my page and say, oh, you always showing your ass. You can get the fuck off.
You're gonna follow me. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Good in it. So I just feel like they can only, hopefully someone gives her that conversation, or she got somebody older around her. Someone like, sis, you gotta let that be your first and last time addressing it. If you want to go in there and relate to other women and just tell them about how you were insecure for whatever, I'm all here for that part. But the other part ain't even necessary. You don't owe anybody a fucking explanation. You are grown. So you're grown and by all means very fucking successful for a 21, 22-year-old, however fuck old she is. You're doing good for yourself. So stop letting these people do that. And again, men, do whatever you got to do, because that's just kind of like, because if you got to unfollow. If that's what you feel like you need to do, sure. But it's kind of equivalent to, oh, well, how did you dress when you got harassed? I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And you as a grown ass man should be able to
control your fucking self.
That's period. It. But that's the narrative of men have no control. They can't control when they cheat. They get control when they're talking to other bitches. They can't control when they fucking rape somebody because what does she have on? And men just can't help it. And if y'all get the fuck out of here with that shit. Boy, fuck you. Boy. That's it, Chloe. Good luck with that. Keep fucking it up, girl. You look great. And don't come out here with that. I just didn't know everyone. You know, and it's okay.
Let that shit go, sis.
Let that shit out. Right. All right. So we haven't had this in a while, and I want to talk about this Dani Leigh girl. So Dani Leigh is with DaBaby. And she came out with her little song. I don't know if you heard about it, like a yellow bone is what he wants, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so let me just say, first and foremost, I don't care much about her lyrics. The song itself is so dumb. Like, it doesn't sound good. It sounds like some shit she put together real fast, just trying to see what would happen. And it's speculated that she was coming at his baby mama, which I think Dani needs to sit this one out. Mimi is fine as fuck. She looks better than Danny. So you don't need to be bragging. And I think also with the amount of times he done went the fuck back and forth between the two of you, you don't
need to be
about shit.
Cautious.
You need to be quiet. You need to just go ahead and take your man and have your little trips and shh. But there was so much uproar and so much whatever because like she's colorism and all that. And then she was like, I didn't mean anything like that. Like my whole culture, everything I do, I rap, I'm in, the Black culture. I'm dating a beautiful chocolate man. I have Black friends, essentially is equivalent. So like I have Black friends. And it's kind of like one of those things where every time these big companies come out and get in trouble for doing something insensitive, like putting the little Black boy in like a gorilla shirt or something that's just racially provocative.
They didn't do their fucking research.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing in this didn't make sense to you a little bit. And to me, and then we just sit there like this shit had to go through so many different channels and nobody at all said this might be a little offensive.
Nope.
And so with Dani, it's the same thing. She made a whole little reel or TikTok or something with this stupid ass song. And Yellow Bone is what he wanted, And I was like, that may be the case, but she immediately got all the backlash. And I think if the song was catchy, it probably wouldn't even have been so bad. The song is dumb as fuck. Right. It doesn't sound good. So that made it even worse. You coming out here trying to be slick and your shit trash. It's like, bitch, who you stunting on? And I'm like, man. And Mimi playing it so cool because I'm sure she's fully aware that he'll be back. And she just seems okay with this. Like, about it. Like,
you know what, girl? Okay, girl. You got it, honey. You got it, hon.
I guess I'm trying to understand how much leeway I give the Dani Leighs of the world when they do things like that, because it's just like, you're smarter than this.
So my thing is, if you've been appropriating a culture for so long, you don't know when you're offensive. To be real, right?
You something else, you girl.
I went too far this time. I did. People call me Yellow Bone. These niggas be trying to holler at me and they call me Yellow Bone. They call me Red Bone, right? So my thing is, okay, you've been appropriating the culture for so long. You got Black friends. You date Black men, probably occasionally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of your types.
That's your thing.
So if you have been raised in our culture and it's been ingrained in you, I can see why you feel like you're definitely a part of it. You can say nigga. I can see that. Because ain't nobody telling you can't. You're a pretty girl and you look light-skinned. She looks like she's Spanish and Black to me. She looks like she got a little Black in her, but she's Dominican.
Dominican and white.
Right. So my thing is Dominican people.
I'm Dominican sometimes. I don't know how.
Right? Dominican and Puerto Ricans. They're like, hey, they're us, right? Culturally, they're a lot alike. They care about family values, how we do. I think Latin people care a little bit more about family than we do. But to a certain extent, bitch, she been Black for forever. So the moment she make a song, and then obviously it triggers because it's colorism.
Yeah.
All these dark-skinned women, brown-skinned women been like, God damn, you ain't even Black and you doing it. So
that's the main thing. Bitch, you Black. Shut the fuck up. They tear her ass up.
Exactly. So I feel like I give her leeway because we have given her the pass to appropriate our culture, and we have made her feel like she is a part of it until it doesn't suit us. And Yellow Bone does not suit us. Yeah, Justin, we fuck with you until you say nigga. Yeah, Justin, we fuck with you until you say coon or some stupid shit on the radio. Like, we can deal with these people appropriating our culture until they cross the line. Cross that fucking line. Okay, let's reel it back in. Not your history, not your culture. Okay. Now you
get too far now. You say you wait until you let shit slide. People start thinking it's electric.
Yeah. Oh, Dad.
Much hilarious.
Bars to do ding. Alexa, hand clap for Leah.
Sorry, I don't know that.
All right, because I said Leah. That's cool.
Mine lit up, but she turned back off. She's like, "Oh, she ain't talking to me."
She ain't talking to me.
Oh, that other is. Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I see what you mean. Like, we let her do it for so long. And the thing is, I like Dani. I feel like they give her such a hard time because she does have this. Like, there's this thing with Dani where she has this appeal of seeming like she's trying too hard. And so that's what happens. Like she's always skipping somewhere or doing something, and it's just like, are you really like this? You know,
she's not cool for real. Did you see her on her when she was cooking? YouTube had this thing. It's a series where you cook with your people or something like that. Like she was with her sister, and her sister was making croquetas or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. And she's in the kitchen, and Dani looks like so displaced in the kitchen. And her sister is like rolling up the tamales, and she's putting stuff in it. And Dani's just looking like, well, yeah, like what we gonna eat? It's like, bitch, you Dominican. What the fuck do you mean you don't know what she's making? Oh, I never, I just be in the room when y'all be cooking. Like it was just, she seemed so disconnected. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because the camera was on, but she looks like she tries to be cool. And that's another pretty girl shit that happens, right? You automatically assume this girl is either A, confident, B, exudes bad bitchery all the time.
Yes, bad bitchery. That's hilarious.
Like knows who she is, never has self-doubt, never has fears, always goes after what the fuck she wants. And it's not like that. Ain't no telling what this little girl had to go through. And she's still young. She's like 22 too. 23. How old is she? She's young AF. Yeah, look that up.
Look at her real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, she's not cool, guys.
How old is Dani Leigh?
Not cool.
Dani Leigh is
26
years old.
And the baby 29.
Okay, she's not a baby.
No, what I think what you said is it's pretty fucking spot on for her. She has this very annoying thing to her where it's like every time I see them post her, they're in their comments and it's like, stop pushing this bitch on us. We don't like her. So it's like she was already thin ice, like paper thin ice. And then you got some fucking nerve to come out with yellow bone is what he wants. And they're like, hold up, bitch. I know you ain't trying to mother. And they put it to her ass. I was like, Dani. And then again, it's like nobody around you said calm it down. But then it's just one of those things where it's like, it's so important who you surround yourself with. And it's so important to start from a young age. It's something that we got to instill in my kids and your kids when you have them, like all our friends' kids, like, please, hey, little reality checks as they go along. We're going to have cute kids. My kid, Mia's going to be a fucking problem. I'm going to have to start her from now. Because Mia's definitely, I want her confidence to be, don't be a dick about it. But I would rather her be more confident about her appearance than be insecure. The confidence and shit I'm finding now at 31, I wish I had these things back then. So Miss Hunter will not have that problem. That's my child. But we want her to be confident without being a dick. So that's what we're going to have to instill. Liana is very nice. So we need to push confidence with her a little bit more. She's just really nice and humble. And she can stay that way, but just know you that bitch though.
Right.
And with Dani, it's like Dani, she's always been cute, of course. She's like a singer rapper because she kind of like rap sings. So she has like a little lane and her songs are okay, but not this fucking Yellowbone shit. And I remember I was listening to State of the Culture. That's Joe Budden's show with Jinx, and Scotty used to be on there, but now there's another lady, I can't remember her name. She's a lawyer, and Remy Ma's on there. So Jinx was talking, and he was like, he went to a concert recently with somebody this was probably last year. And it's like, she's so popular, and I see her on social media a lot, but it's like, as popular as her social media presence is, in person, she doesn't sell that way. He was like, nobody in the audience was singing the songs, or they don't know her shit. They just know her as a pretty girl that does dance routines because she's a choreographer too. That's how her and the baby met or something. So they just know her as a pretty girl that does that. But it's like, she's not connecting with people either. And so it's like, she kept going on. What? She's weird. Oh, she's.
And that's okay.
Mike is thinking she's people. And it's true.
Find her people. And we're not.
And even in her case, I feel like if you're gonna come out with this song it's like she can't. I don't care. She can't be that fucking oblivious because I don't know if you heard her apology on it. She was just like, I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't trying to do that. Like people talk.
And I believe her. Her ridiculous ass.
my thing is like, it's like Dani.
But she's trying to throw shade, and that's what I'm saying. What do red girls always do to dark skinned women? But you're not black, so you can't play that.
You be quiet and sit the.
But that's what exactly.
You about to get beat up.
But you feeling black because you fucking a nigga that's black, and you got black friends, and you probably grew up this way. Like I said, we've let you appropriate until you go too fucking far. Now you're trying to try our sis with some shit we already tried each other on. Bitch, this is not your fight.
Yeah, it's like, that's kind of like, if we do this shit with us, you can't do this shit.
Boom.
That's a problem.
I can talk about Leah, bitch. You can't.
You can't do that. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
and then I be Leah. And Leah, now shut the fuck up, Leah. Don't you fucking say that to my friend. Like, this is how it goes. Okay? Bitch.
So now she all shooketh, and her thing, and my thing is, she shouldn't apologize. I don't give a fuck what she said. You know good and fucking well what you were doing when that song came out. And while I wasn't offended by it, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Because and like I said, the song sucks. So I don't give a fuck about any of that. But it's like, you did that, so it's like, you gotta, like, come on, sis, you made that bed, you gotta sleep in it. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's no reason. I do not believe that it didn't even slightly cross your mind that you may offend somebody, or that someone will put it together that you're probably talking about his dark-skinned baby mama that you was just fucking arguing on the Instagram.
Guess what?
You full of shit. Like,
in our fucking culture, I like a long hair, thick red bone. Hey, I want the pretty red one. Hey, bounce that ass like a stripper. Long, red, thick, red bone, yellow bone. Bruh, this is what the fuck our culture does. So she just thought they like me.
But she's not fucking stupid, because Lil Wayne, the long hair, thick red bone. That bitch, she fine, but she look better.
She look better red.
Like, Lil Wayne does that shit all the time.
He kept going.
He just keeps going.
He doesn't give a fuck.
But my thing is, every time Lil Wayne does that, he gets shit for that. So I don't know why the fuck she feels like she wouldn't have got shit for it. If we getting on his black ass about it, his own daughter is chewing his ass out about it. Bitch, what the fuck made you think he was gonna be able to say some shit like that and no one was gonna check you?
She's pretty.
She ain't prettier than the dark skinned bitch she talking about.
Well, she's pretty, and she's light skinned, and she has really nice hair.
Girl, the lady, It's Lovely T, I listen to her all the time on YouTube. She was just like, she's like, I thought she was like something in black. She is definitely Dominican and white. So you really need to just say the fuck out this argument. She was like, and then I peeped what she's trying to do. She always got these weak ass curls. It was so funny. Like, she's like, she always trying to keep her hair curly. Like, bitch, them ain't coils. Like, don't even, Danny always got like this messy curl.
They weak. Stop.
You ain't blackity black. I just feel like when people that are not black, and you just got to have some of it in there, when you say things that are provocative in some type of way, you just gonna have to stand on that. You're gonna get your ass chewed up, and that's just what the fuck's gonna happen. I think Dani has potential to be a very great artist. Like, her and this little baby thing can really take her further, but she is literally getting on everyone's nerves, and it doesn't help that she has this thing to her, maybe because she's not cool, that just annoys the fuck out of people.
She don't have a lane. I feel like when people, I don't know if I don't think she's riding a coattail, but I think, people, like Beyonce said in her song, this is for them 20 somethings. No, this is for them sexy somethings. That body ain't gonna always get you where you want to be, or some shit. She says that, and it's like, oh, your body's not gonna always be that way. So you're riding off of very superficial shit that goes away. What's under there, Dani? Like, who are you? I feel like, what is authentic about her? What is other than she's we're riding the wave of being like a weird artist, because when I think about Chris Brown is weird, but Chris Brown has like some type of voice. Like, we can tell, we can like be like, his personality is X, Y, Z, Z, Z.
Yes,
like, we know what type of nigga he is.
What we're getting with Christopher.
I don't know who Dani is.
I don't know what Dani got going
on. When she speaks, it's like, why are you talking? Like, what's the purpose? And I feel like that's somebody who doesn't know who they are for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you got to where you are. You're good at what you do, but guess what? Most artists are fucking socially weird. Either they get it or they fucking don't. And if you're gonna be that girl, be like Travis Scott, and he's fucking cool. And Travis
cool
is weird.
And he don't talk much. Travis.
That's what I'm saying.
Travis' life. These was his pictures, bitch. You ain't never see Travis Scott fucking face.
Look.
Got Kylie pregnant, and then now you see him like this.
So, and like, even when he be like, like, he's so fucking, he be like,
That's a cool. That's it. And Travis Scott is a cool ass.
He's a cool ass nigga, and he don't even talk for real.
He don't talk. This nigga ain't never gave an interview ever in life.
Ever. But I can look at Travis and be like, he's in his own lane. Travis
Okay, question. Remember, I feel like someone said this to you, like in high school or something like that. Like they didn't like you because you were just too happy.
I'm too happy
all the time, right? Maybe that's how they feel about Dani. Dani be skipping through every fucking video I see. Dani is happy as fuck.
But there's a difference between happy and putting on. Like
we don't know she putting on. We don't know her personally.
But no, we can't even tell what type of person she is because when she talks, it's like when I talk, you know I'm fucking happy because I'm saying some shit. Like I'm passionate about whatever the fuck I'm saying. Right. When Dani talks, like I said, I want you to look this shit up right now. When we get off,
I'll look it up.
I want you to look up Dani Leigh cooks with sister. And you tell me what you get from looking at what's supposed to be an intimate moment with her and her fucking sister. I got nothing. I got annoyed.
I got a big fat.
I got annoyed, and then all of a sudden they like broke out and danced or some shit. I'm like fucking weirdo because
she loves doing this shit. I don't know.
We fucking dance everywhere, and then we're just so fucking cool. And if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna fucking dance everywhere, let flash mob be your shit. How about you just go around Hollywood teaching bitches random shit, and then all of a sudden 5 o'clock hits, flash mob. How about you just fucking do that?
I mean, because that would work for her. Like this is us trying to help her image make sense. Right? She needs to stop trying to appeal to us. Because even when she came up with that little pity party apology, it was like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up and get out of here with that bullshit, I don't want to hear that. Like I didn't mean anything. Like people make songs about their skin all the time. What's wrong with me being confident about my skin tone? Like when the fuck has anyone your complexion been oppressed because of whatever way y'all fucking look? Come on, man. Like, come on. Like, she's just she's getting almost like airhead vibes. Like,
listen.
But she's not though, Micah. I feel like that bitch is.
No, I know. You have a tendency to feel like people who swear they oblivious to shit.
You know,
really know what they doing.
They know, Micah.
Now, like I said about the other one, I think they sick. Okay, I think it's a sickness.
What's wrong with them?
I think it's a sickness, and I do think it's caused by other things that happen, and I feel like their oblivion that they have placed on the world is due to trauma that they're not addressing.
Look. It's back there. Not my state.
Oh, it's over there with Fred. That's my bird, Fred.
I mean, all right.
Lord,
because I don't see her and the baby going much further. They'll probably he gonna definitely be back in Mimi lab. Mimi is fine as fuck, and not that's all that matters. Her and the baby are like their birthdays are like 2 days apart.
They're the same person.
Same person.
Well, I wonder if she
has a better personality.
I wonder if she likes when he picks her up by her head and slams her down.
Well, you saw the video when he was just holding her like this and walking, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. But you saw it, and it
was rough. It looked rough.
But they looked like, so forced too.
It looked like it was in high school, and it just looked like, hey, man, let's make a video. Like it's just nothing organic. There's nothing organic about her. I don't know. I don't get authentic vibes.
Poor girl.
I
feel bad for her.
Like Kehlani, I get authentic vibes from Kehlani.
I like Kehlani.
And she got not a similar vibe, but they all sound the same to me. But she's talented.
Kehlani sings more. Like I don't know what Dani does all the way necessarily. Like
she's talented. Kehlani's cool. She a freak. She nasty.
Yeah, Kehlani nasty. She like girls. She talks about eating vaginas. I'm like, oh, Kehlani, you're nasty and finger. So
taking nails off and shit.
All right, Dani, do better, girl. We praying for you. You got a lyric?
Oh. Early in the morning is when I think about you. I can fuck you all the time. Now,
how you feel about that, bitch?
For all those women out there who don't have the strongest libido, sis, it's okay.
You'll get it for the right guy.
What about y'all? And you know, I've had my moments. I'm pretty sexually active.
That's a freak nasty bitch over there. Look
Pretty
at her.
sexually active.
She probably ain't got no pants on.
I do. Thank you.
Ooh, wow.
So I've had moments where I'm just like, I don't really want to have sex. And in the morning, I'd rather not. and early in the mornings when I think about you and I'm like, okay, I hit you like what she's saying. Clearly, she wants him to come over because it don't even matter what time. I can fuck you all the time. But I do remember it being a time where it was like that. And I think I have, like, after you've been with somebody for a certain amount of time, it's like when you're with them a lot, you already fucking off. Like, y'all, shit. When y'all first get together, it's like 5, 6,
y'all
7.
Fucking a lot of sex.
But then I think reality sets in. I think the normalcy of what that is sets in. And I'm just like, honestly, you learn what you like when you like it. And we're more spontaneous than we've been. Like, we don't plan shit, but it's more like out the blue, whip stick out. You know what I'm saying? Like, out the blue, shirt comes off. Like, it's just some sporadic shit.
Ooh, really, it's showing the fuck out over there.
That's been happening. And like, the funny thing about it is like I said, morning sex. And it's funny. Let me tell you what I said to him. I was
Tell
like,
me what you said to him.
I said, you can wake me up. That's what I said.
Oh.
The bitch who loves
you love him. You love him.
I love sleeping in. I said, it's fine. Once I was like, babe, wake me up in the morning. We can do it. Let's do it. Do it in the morning. He was like, all right.
Wait.
So then he nudged me. I was like, literally grunted hard AF. So then he was just like, see, I told you.
Oh.
He's mumbling. He's like, I told you what to do. See, he just talking about to wake you up in the morning. And then he went back over. And so 2 hours later, I was like, all right, we can do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I was too early. You can't hit me with 7 a.m. Nigga. You're gonna have to give me 9. So
why we fucking at 7, baby?
You have to give me 9. You're gonna have to give me 9. But yeah, so that song we're also dancing to, but I really do
we're gonna dance to that? Is that tomorrow?
Saturday.
Huh.
Yeah, we're dancing to that Saturday. Everybody was like,
Great.
this Chloe. I was like, all right, cool.
Sure.
But I really like that song and them lyrics. Sometimes
yeah.
I'm like, you know
I played it a couple times, but I made you stretch to it once. You ain't complaining, so I was like, that's good.
Yeah. So girls, your libido may change. Sometimes you want it in the morning, sometimes you won't. But hopefully you'll have a sexual partner that just understands and won't be a dick about it. And when it's time, he'll just give you what you want, right?
Give you the dick.
Give you the dick.
Give you the dick.
What you got?
Okay, my lyric.
I'm changing my shirt. Go ahead.
Okay. I've been playing Victoria Monet a lot. She has I don't know if it's an album or EP, but it's called Jaguar. It's very good. If you guys like, she kind of gives off earthy bitch vibes, and I'm with the earthy bitch vibes. You know, y'all can't see in here, but it's outdoors, bitch. It's mad plants over there, whole bunch of plants over here, incense on the floor. Like, this is, so the lyric I guess I'm gonna go with is on her song called it's called Experience. And so the chorus is just like, I'm hoping that experience will get you to change. I'm hoping that experience will get you to change. And I was like, you know what? Don't we all experience to get somebody to change? And this could be lovers, friendships, family, whatever. That's essentially all that gets people to change. Experience. You get new experiences and you may change your opinion on whatever. So I just like that part because that reminds me of so many people that I know that I don't really converse with, some either at all or some in very just weird moments. So I guess that resonated with me because that is what it is. That's what's made me change. Experience, things that I've gone through, things that I've seen, hurt, whatever. That's what changed me. That's what's changed me to the complicated young lady that I am today. But it's improved me in many ways, I think. And I hope that that's all we ever hope for, with somebody that we want in our lives that we can't have in our lives, or somebody that we don't want in our lives anymore, but we still wish the best for. So we're hoping that experience gets you to change, because bitch, you're out of control. All right. It is Black History Month, February 4th. Ooh, we're in February, so shout out to the Blacks. I got two up here. Micah drew this girl right here. I guess she's kind of me or something. That's me. And this is my man. His name's Tupac Shakur. He's right there, looking sexy. So Micah, give us something blackety black. Oh, look at her shirt. It's my girl.
I did that.
See what she did?
Over here. Black Lives Matters. Bitch,
yeah, baby.
It does not mean no one else's life matters. It just means we need a little more attention. Okay?
That's all.
That's all it means. So I want to touch on, this whole situation where people be like, okay, so I saw a commercial and it was like, Black History Month, not just a month, but it is. Let's talk about it real quick. Black History Month, not just a month, not celebrating just for the month, but we are. Now, if these crackers took away Black History Month, y'all would be up in arms. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all would literally be like, are you fucking kidding? Now, I understand that they have subjected us, they have patronized us and told us, hey, it's only worth talking about for 28, 27 days. So let's give it
leap year.
Right. And so if that's the case, they gave us something. Once again, we didn't get 40 Acres and a Mule. They gave us a month to celebrate ourselves, because all their shame, and their guilt refuses to acknowledge what they did. So they have subjected us in our history, in our culture, to a month. So everybody who goes on the uproar, it's not just a month, and you can't wait to February 1st to say that shit. But guess what? You wasn't saying that shit January 1st. You wasn't saying that shit in April. So can we just be real about our history and what America has done to us, for us, against us, all of that? I'm not telling you to be happy. I'm not telling you can protest the shit if you would like, but I bet if they took that shit away and didn't give you a 31-day month, or didn't give you a 6-month, listen, you gotta get what you can take with these fucking colonizers. They didn't have to do shit. So my thing is, instead of protesting, how about you find out some new shit about your culture you didn't know before? Because I guarantee you not doing that shit around the year. You're not. I know you're not. Now, if you're me, maybe. If you're Leah, fucking maybe. If you're some of my other friends who care about this Black Lives shit past the fucking month and the day, whatever, you probably are. But if you're that person that cannot fucking wait for February the 1st to say some shit that Black history shouldn't be a month, why are you talking? I just want you, shush your mouth, shush your mouth.
Put your hand on the camera. Be quiet. Silence yourself.
Because you're coming off as stupid, right? At some point, this is where we are, and we just have to recognize that and celebrate it for what it is, right? Go over and beyond. How about you start an initiative to expand the shit? If you care about it so much, if it just burns under your fucking skin, you just cannot deal with it, how about you do some shit to change it? Do some shit to change it.
How about you stop all right?
Do some shit to change it. So all I have to say is, for the wokest of the woke people who like to just denounce anybody who puts up Martin Luther King or Sojourner Truth or Malcolm X or Rosa Parks or goddamn Harriet Tubman, the regulars, let's call them the regulars. Those fucking regulars were phenomenal. So we can replay them, repeat them all we want, because they were phenomenal. Agreed. So don't shit on people because they want to share whatever they want to share just because it's our month. Hell, it's our month. I feel like this is the month where people just can be black as they want to be, right?
Black and black. It's like I'm black all year, but
I'm really black. And so
I'm black and black in February.
It was a meme going around.
I'm only wearing brown and shit.
Right, and this guy who working at Starbucks, who was like, hey, I think he had like a pendant on his I don't think it was. I think it was. Was it Starbucks?
They told him he can wear it.
No, he was basically making a video. He was making a video. He was just like, hey, how are you? And then Karen's on the other line. And then he was like, not today, Karen. You know why? Today's February 1st, Karen, and I will go off Karen. So like it was one of those back and forth things. So it's like a lot of people do take pride in this February. They really they cannot wait to wear their black as shit. They cannot wait to come out with all of their apparel and these conversation striking ass comments on people's shirts. Like they're just perfect conversation pieces. Like some of the shit that people get on their shirt, it's like, oh shit, I would like to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So me and Erica talk about our conversation pieces for shirts because it's like we have to pick and choose when and where we wear it. Because do I have the time today to really go there if somebody
have the time today to tell a bitch about themselves?
And then, oh, you know, I got the time today. The shirt says legalize being black. Ask me.
Black history right here. You see it? Blah, blah, blah.
Ask me. So that's what I say. Let Black History Month be Black History Month. Let people celebrate how they want to celebrate it. I think the more time we spend on just negative energy, it's enough shit going on. Just let
it's enough to bitch about.
Be Black History Month, bro.
I think that I would like to talk about this for a little bit. I think the people that probably do that the most, aside from the really like wokey woke ones that they just mad. And it's like, okay, you know, my brother, my sister, we'd have been through a lot of shit. So fine. I'm not even gonna argue through that much. But I think some people that sit there and go off about that are people that never really do shit Black pride related any fucking way. Like to me, this reminds me of when I made the video about Juneteenth. I may either do a new one or I might just post that one. That shit took me a long time. But Juneteenth, it's like this is our day. So I think we should celebrate it with the same amount of enthusiasm and joy and happiness and everything that we do 4th of July. That shit didn't have nothing to do with us. We were still slaves for a very long fucking time. When that happened, let's make Juneteenth a big day. And I think that's equivalent to making February a big month. This is when we can be as Black as we want to be and as happy. Like if you, I don't see, you have to really ask yourself what good you're doing by questioning this or just arguing, even if it's a comment. It's really the whole year. Hey, you're right, but
then do it the whole year. Then
you can do it. I ain't gonna tell you not to do it. I would never do that. Not me, not this bitch, not I.
Come on now.
I'm gonna let you have it. So
y'all
I just
overseers and Uncle Tom's in another way. How about that?
Yeah. So I think that was beautiful, Beth. I think that's a great message, guys. Let's just celebrate the month. Let's be happy about it. It's not, I understand the uncomfortableness where it's like, you know, we just got to settle for what they give us. But Mike is absolutely right. It can definitely be Black History Year for you every day if you wanted to.
Every day.
It's like literally this just means they bring it up. They make our kids do a project this month. Like that's essentially what the fuck happens. They make kids do a project in school.
They acknowledge that we were present in history.
That's it. But this by no way means you can't do this shit all year. And when you're like us, we sit there, we drop little gems for our kids and amongst each other all year round.
All year round, bro.
So happy Black History Month.
You care so much.
My brothers and sisters. Okay. For my minute rant, I'm not really gonna rant. I made a live today. When I was working, it was about home ownership. And just about how don't let people owning a home, yes, it's quite an accomplishment. It's awesome. If you live in South Florida, for the most part, it's definitely usually cheaper than paying rent because it's expensive as fuck down here. But what I was saying is, as a homeowner myself, I said it was quite a flex. It's a flex to be able to say I bought my house at 25. It's a flex to say this is my house, especially when guys are trying to talk to me. It's like, oh, you used to live with your mom? I don't like that. I got my own house. It's a flex. I don't want this house anymore. I want to sell it now and get the money. But every time I tell someone that, they're like, no, you know, you shouldn't sell it. You should keep it. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense for everybody all the time. This is a cool situation, but I do want a bigger home. And with how much my house is worth now, it makes more sense for me, in my opinion, which is all that matters, for me to sell it. So my advice was, don't let people talk you or push you or peer pressure you into becoming a homeowner because it's the right thing to do. It may not be the right thing for you. And especially right now, houses are expensive. So if you're not doing this shit with a clearly thought out plan, the way my house is for the cheap, I bought my shit when the market was low. This month makes 6 years now that I've owned this house. Can you fucking believe it's been 6 years already? It's been 6 years now since I bought this shit.
It's crazy.
Crazy to me. So my whole rant was just, everything that theoretically makes sense and it's the right thing to do, that still may not be the best thing for you. And you need to go into these type of commitments with a lot of research behind it. You get saying, I'm a single mom. So as a single parent, this worked out because it was a lot cheaper than rent and it's mine and all that. But I've had nothing but problem after problem with my house. And I thought I would have been married by now. With my ex, we were together for a long time and that shit didn't work out. And now I'm just sitting here getting more issues to fix when I can sell this and literally pay off all my debt and be fine.
Right.
That's what we're going to do. So that was just my thing. Yes, it is good. And I'm not necessarily talking you out of it, but please just think about it before you do it and make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. And if you're not doing it, you're not buying a house in your 30s. This doesn't mean that you're just so behind and you're so off track. I know people like me, Monique were talking about it. And Monique was like, she was like, for her house, she has a house, but that's where she lives isn't her house. Like I think she rents that in the house that she owns. She rents it out and it pays for itself and it gives her a form of income. But she makes a good amount of money coming in off that. And that's a good thing because it's a form of income. So when she was if she ever tries to buy a new house, she can count the money that she gets from that as income and that'll help make her budget bigger. And she can, it just works for her. So she's found a way to make it work. But she agrees with me. She was like, I feel what you mean. Like it was a flex, but I've done this flex now. I don't want to flex like this right now. Right now, I want to pay off all my shit and be in a good standing and take my kid traveling. I want to travel and I want to bring my kid with me and I want us to go and have a great time. And this is the type of shit I want to do right now. So I just say, be mindful of what it is and don't get forced into things just because it's the right thing. Because it may not be the right thing for you.
Right. And Stacey Tisdale, she's an African American financial analyst. She was on a Breakfast Club not too long ago, and she was talking about home ownership and millennials. So if you don't plan on living in a place for more than 6 years, you shouldn't be buying a home because we like to think about, I want to move to Georgia. I want to go to North Carolina. Well, do I really want to be in Florida or do I want to be in Maryland? We move. Especially the people who are actually in relationships and your spouse gets a fucking job somewhere. Guess what? Y'all just bought a house.
Yes.
But now you have the hassle of figuring out what you're going to do with that house.
That shit or rent it out.
And so think about the decision that you're making, you know what I'm saying, based on your life trajectory. What do you want to do with your life? And it doesn't make sense to get a permanent buy.
Right.
Because it's permanent. That shit it's a mortgage. It's not rent.
Because the goal of that is to pay it off and this is your home forever.
Yeah, forever. That's the point of
you
home.
Purchase it as in keeping it. I purchased this. It's mine now. It's my bottle.
Yeah. So that's how it goes. Just be mindful of why.
Be mindful of it because it may not make sense for you. And that's my point too. If you aren't even sure if you want to stay in that area for too long, and I said it, I was like, I've been wanting to move to Georgia and now Houston is honestly a very realistic contender for me moving and getting the fuck up out of here. And it's like the biggest thing that would stop me, I literally had a phase maybe a year ago where I was ready to fucking move right then and there. And I couldn't because I have this. And this is my house. And I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with this. So I'm saying it's like, that's a great point. If you don't plan on being somewhere for
what you think you may do. Yeah. The impulse of it. All that's good until you want to fucking leave. You want to move somewhere else. And then settling for stuff. I think me and Willie, I'm from Texas. So I know what houses are supposed to look like. And they're not in Florida. And I still want to live by my people. So if I want what I want, I have to move up north to get what I want. And I don't necessarily want to do that. So I wouldn't settle for a house. Y'all get what you want, and you better look hard and look long. Like Leah said, don't you be rushing into shit because of the flag.
The conversation came up because my boss and I were talking about it. Her son is looking for a house. So even a situation where one of the houses that he wanted, I guess it was that the couple that is selling, they just bought the house last year and they're trying to sell it now. And so the issue why they have they have the house priced over the appraisal. So it's like it was appraised at, let's say, $100,000, which it's not, it's probably way more than that. But let's say it's priced at 100 and they're trying to sell for like 110. I was like, are they going to be flexible about it? So when my boss looked it up, she was like, they're not going to be flexible about it because based on what they paid for it and what they're trying to sell it for, they're literally like already in the hole. Even with selling it, they're not gonna,
exactly.
And that's the other thing too. Me flip my house essentially with what I'm going to make off of this. It's almost equivalent to like flipping my house. Like it's just worth more than I paid for it now because I bought it when the market was really, really low. Not even on purpose. I just needed somewhere to live, bitch. So it worked out. But it's like you can fuck around and put yourself in a tough situation because the way the market is now, seller's market, it hasn't been. This is great, and I can't say it's never been like this, but there's not much inflation to go from here unless you really like deck the fuck inside out, brand new everything, marble this, marble that, whatever. You can really still boost the price on your property. But if you don't, you can easily take a loss on that shit. You don't want to do all that and break even. Then you don't even have money to fucking get a new house.
Yeah.
Just SOL. So in that situation, that could also be a big downside. I tell people that today on the live. I was like, if you're looking for a house, I wouldn't advise you. Just my opinion, I wouldn't advise you to buy one right now. Because me selling my house, I wasn't about to sell it and buy a new house. I was going to sell it and I was going to rent to have at least a fucking year of not having to worry about what the fuck is broken here. Because I'm tired. I don't want to worry about that. I want my shit to be okay. Y'all come fix it. And then when the market goes back down, whenever the fuck that may be, and wherever the fuck I may be, because I may not be here. So I'm going to sell this just to go back out and buy another one. No, I'm going to sell it and I'm going to rent and see what the fuck Houston looking at and see what Georgia looking like.
Yeah, just be realistic about your shit.
And then go.
Have a plan, man.
Be smart. Be smart about your money and your plans and really think it. So, y'all, I think that is fucking it.
Yes. All right, so
enjoy your show, whatever. Ladies, please stop being secretly jealous of your friends. Stop fucking their husbands. If that's really what y'all out here doing, that's crazy. Like, you don't understand. If you're secretly jealous, ask yourself, why are you friends with this bitch? And then self-reflect and acknowledge that you're a goddamn hater, babe. You're a hater. Stop it.
Maybe she can help you do whatever you think she has that you need. Because that's really what the fuck it is. I wish I was confident as her. I wish I was outspoken like her. We can work on that.
We can make that a thing. We can make that a thing. They could make that thing. Micah's done that for me. Micah gives me speeches very often about you just have to stop this. Oh, fine, Micah. And you're this and you're confident. You got to understand, like these niggas is chasing you. What are you even stressed out about? I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I have insecurities. So please never feel like, all these big booty bitches out here just so great. I am very comfortable with saying women that do go get surgery and all these things are very fucking insecure, and that's why they did it. If they were completely happy with what their ass and their titties look like, they wouldn't have done it. And so me that I haven't done it, I have many fucking insecurities that I work on every day. And I have friends like the bitch right there. I know what shot she's going to be on when you see this, but I have wonderful friends around me that make me feel good about myself. And it is a lot of self-work. You have to just really have some self-checking moments and do that. I don't know if people talk to themselves enough or assess themselves enough. Do that a lot. That is a skill.
That is a skill.
It's a talent.
Man.
It's a talent.
Learn
it, girls. Well, Beth, it's a pleasure as always. Beautiful bitch.
Pretty good, Zoom.
Well, yeah. So when I stop this now, right? It just
literally is gonna be like saving to.
Okay. Hey, we'll see.
It's recording, and I can see that. So
I see it too.
See that.
All right, guys, please visit us at letsayitforyou.com. Let us say it for you on IG. Let us say it for you on YouTube. And let us say it for you, just for you, on Twitter. It has been a pleasure. Happy Black History Month, my brothers.
Hey.
Shop Black, everyone, if you want to support us. Share.
BuyBlack.com.
Shout out to Kasia. Kasia posted all my Black stuff yesterday. Oh, you know what I ain't did? I ain't posted the Black the goddamn the people on the Instagram. I'm gonna do it when I go. It's an awesome thing. And guys, and please understand. Shout out to Erica Jones. It's almost Jones' birthday. Just Valentine's Day, and it's almost March. You know what that is.
Yay!
That's it, baby.
We lit.
It's us. It's our birthday. We'll be the big 3-1. Okay. Boom, boom. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. My you're the best in the West. Okay. So hopefully this works, guys.